So Farhad Moshiri has upped this stake. What are the exact figures, Baz?
It's gone from 49.9 to 68.6%.
And by the end of the season it'll have gone up to
77.2.
There you go.
There you go.
Baz knows.
Yeah.
Does it mean anything?
Which means he owns, he's the majority shareholder, which he was, he's increased it. I suppose it means he's got more control over the club than what he did have. I think this was always planned, but people were kind of going, I don't know whether he's going to increase it, why does he, why would he, and all of those conversations. And today it's been announced that he has, and there's plans to go to 77% as well by the end of the season.
Which is in the contract though, isn't it?
It's in the
contract.
It's in the contract, so I suppose people will look at it and go, well, it was always planned, but I suppose the timing of it is quite interesting.
Why?
Just
what's going on?
Just giving his mate some spare cash lying around.
Well, actually, there's two bits of information. One you just alluded to, and there's another one which might have a little bit more significance actually. So he's bought the shares. John Woods, it looks like he's bought
John Woods' has 3,000 odd shares. He's bought Arthur Abercrombie's, and he's bought
some
half of Bill's.
So Bill's still got shares, and will still, obviously, whether he had the shares or not, I would imagine he's still a chairman, and he'd still be someone that helps.
Yeah, I think Bill Kenwright, there's a part of Bill Kenwright that Moshiri values in terms of the fact he's been in football for so long, and he uses that as a I don't know, a knowledge base basically. He'll have, obviously the autonomy is all with Farhad, and you know Bill's influence will become less and less, but
he's used. I think what we've seen is he has took more power in decision making as well, hasn't he, in the last few months as well. Whether it be signings, whether it be who he uses to bring in signings, the hiring and firing, the restructuring of the board, all those things, and now he's just flexing it a little bit more. We'll come on to Usmanov in a minute, but the stadium, now I believe there's been a new company set up regarding the stadium.
Bramley Moore Stadium Development,
which is, I mean, that's black and white. That's
out today.
That's in Company's house.
Keith Harris is the Keith Reginald Harris. Reginald is the name on that document, and we know that he's been appointed as basically the man to lead that. So a new company formed for that, which I think is quite interesting. It was probably always in the pipeline to do something like that, but it's out now.
And I believe there's going to be there's going to be more coming out of the club, I think, in the coming weeks and months. Now, I don't think that's going to be immediately a case of designs and things like that. I think it's just going to be the starting point. And I think the starting point is actually today with that, because Everton are not stupid. They know there's certain fans who will monitor, who keep an very close eye on Company's house, and will see that. And I think the ball will start rolling in the next few weeks with just little things, just like official things starting to happen with the stadium. Only small, but they are where that's the starting point. So maybe that's a part of it as well. Now Usmanov obviously has been the name on the lips of a lot of Evertonians in the last few weeks. He sold his shares now in Arsenal. There's been, obviously, he was asked about it, and he said he will always be available to help out his friend. So how does this, do you think, figure into the Usmanov situation?
I just think, I mean, there was two ways they could have happened. He could have bought them himself, so Moshiri could have welcomed them into the club so he's bought what would have been 19% or something like that, wouldn't it? At the moment, shares rising to whatever, 26% or 27%, whatever it be. Or Farhad can obviously fulfill the contract, which is what was down in black and white, and then obviously Usmanov can come on, so if he so wants to, either by purchasing shares off Farhad or becoming a board member or what have you, or they could do it the way that it's done at USM. I think what makes it easy because he's not in any other club at the moment. So therefore, if one of his companies wants to sponsor Everton's kit, for argument's sake, they could pay 300 million.
Which I mentioned last week on the video with John.
You did. So there's ways round. Yeah. Obviously, FFP is a thing. Everton, it'd be great to get Alisher Usmanov in. Of course it would, with his wealth. But we'd have to increase our wage bracket year on year and be tangible with what we do, tangible evidence to enable us to increase that. It isn't, unfortunately for us, the Man City scenario has disappeared, so we couldn't come in tomorrow and Everton in January spend 700 million because we wouldn't be able to, we haven't done that ourselves. It's a bit mad because other clubs have got that leg up and they're allowed to do it, but we're not. But there's obviously ways around that with certain clubs. I mean, our illustrious neighbours used Warrior and New Balance and used different areas to do that. Manchester City have done it.
But you'd also do that through infrastructure
as well,
and they've done it through their new stand. Yeah, and that's what other clubs. Yeah, you need. That's why you need a new stadium. It's all part of the stadium as well. Is if you have the stadium, then you can have naming rights for the stadium, and you can put a figure on that. Then you can't put a figure on Goodison Park for stadium rights because FFP, all this gets investigated as well.
You used to say Bramley Moor's not going to be the megaphone.
Well, that's arena. That's what I'm saying. So the stadium thing and the shares and all that, all those things, the three things actually play into each other massively. You know, so.
You see, the other thing, the one thing what I will say in terms with Usmanov, if he's not got his head above the parapet, it enables him to still continue to go and watch Arsenal if he wants to, if he's in London, or go, do whatever, go and watch Everton, go and watch that, he can move around freely without the constraints of, he owns Everton, or he's on Everton's board, or he's blah de blah. We know these are business partners. We know that they wanted to do this at Arsenal. They wanted to take over Arsenal. Wanted to put, Arsenal right at the top of the tree. Moshiri wants to put Everton in that top bracket. It's exactly what he wants to do. A brand new stadium on a waterfront where retail will be the figures only going to rise with 10th Street is a massive incentive to someone like Usmanov as well. So. They're gone, for me, they're hand in hand on this.
But going full circle, it's just him getting a little bit more control of the club, isn't it? And we're starting to see now, as you say, I think John Woods is a non-executive member of the board, continues to be so, but it's just chipping away, isn't it, at the old guard.
The new brew, isn't it? He's come in, he's had a couple of years where he tried to do things a bit quickly with people who were in. That hasn't worked. He's reassessed it. He's got Marcel Brands in, who he wanted, in all fairness, 2 years ago. He's in. He looks like he's the business. He's got a young, hungry manager in who's saying all the right things. Like you said before, lots of changes off the field. We've been down to the Liver buildings a couple of times now. It's incredible as a headquarters, isn't it? That, like you said the other week, and it's right. When you see that, that's the message you want everyone to see. That's the evidence for me that we are going in that direction. The offices overlook where Bramley Moore's going to come out the ground. Everything is moving in the right direction. Farhad Moshiri is pushing and driving this bus properly now. Definitely. That's good.
Definitely. Let us know your thoughts on Farhad Moshiri increasing his stakehold in Everton today. Let us know your thoughts.